Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. I'm Adam and this is another ranking video. This video is the top 10 hardest Pokemon that is owned by Luke. I'm going to restart. The top 10 hardest Pokemon that I battled against that belongs to Lucas Green. So this is part of a collaboration video, kinda, where I'm gonna make a list. Well, I made a list of 10 Pokemon which Lucas Green owns that I battled against and had a hard time battling against. Lucas would do the opposite, so 10 Pokemon owned by me which he had trouble battling against, and I'm confident Excadrill will be on that list. If not, I will be surprised. Considering my Excadrill has taken a fair amount of KOs with my Steel type team, as you saw in a previous video. Anything else to say? Oh yes, legendaries are not allowed on the top 10 list. They are allowed to be an honourable mention. So originally I didn't really plan to add an honourable mention, as I rarely gone against some legendaries. But when it came down to it, I have remembered a legendary which I have gone against that belongs to Lucas that I did have trouble beating. And that was his Darkrai. I think it goes without saying, with the Darkrai that Leavanny beaten in Gen 5, along with the Darkrai Leavanny tried to beat in Gen 7, you could tell there's a bit of a difference. I will say though that Darkrai is very much different compared to the one in Gen 5. And with Dark Void and Dream Eater, a good combination, I think. Hold on, oh, I got the list here. Hold on. Yeah. Dream Eater is just neutral effective against Leavanny, so whatever damage I'd done against it would have just healed up. Which isn't very good, along with two other moves. I'm not sure what they were, but I think they were just there to make it even more harder to beat. It's only honourable mention, and I didn't really think about adding it there, but I eventually chose to, because I only lost to it a few times before I finally beaten it. That was with a Xerneas though, so legendary versus legendary, so so yeah, let's get into the proper list. In 10th place we have Likened Rock. Now, this Likened Rock, compared to the other Pokemon, was not as infuriating for me, because I never really lost a battle with it. I just gone against it, and it always does a fair amount of damage before it goes down, if not takes down at least one of my Pokemon, which is upsetting, but I never really struggled with it. It's just more like, oh no, I lost a Pokemon I was going to use for future Pokemon. Damn it. Okay, so I lost that Pokemon. Okay. But that's it. So it's been in a few battles, but it never really done anything that makes me really angry with it. It's just like, okay, mildly infuriating. In 9th place is Kommo-o. Now, this one has been in only one battle, which had Lucas using it, and that was one which I lost. Kommo-o was the last Pokemon which Lucas sent out in that battle. Was I had maybe 4, maybe 5 Pokemon left. I don't have the battle video, so I can't show you it. But it went from a 5-1 win in my 5-1 in my favour, with the use of the Z move, which, if you didn't know, boosts the attack, defense, special defense, and speed of Kommo-o by 1. It took down my entire team. So that was a great comeback on the Kommo-o side, and it took down my entire team. Not gonna lie, I was a bit upset about that, because I just got swept by Kommo-o when I was so far ahead with the advantage. I tried countering it with types and other stuff which can help me. I couldn't lay a finger on it because I didn't have any Pokemon that has like a free substitute or can lower its attack. Or no King Shield, no Intimidate, no Mimikyu. The only thing I had was hopefully to try and outspeed it, but I couldn't outspeed it because I did have a Greninja, but not the Greninja which I know would outspeed it. I had a Greninja which I wasn't sure would outspeed it, and unfortunately it didn't. That's all really to say about Komuro though. Basically, it brought back a battle for Lucas and won it, which was a bit heartbreaking for me because I was so close to victory then. But okay, he needs some victories. 8th place is Tyranitar. Now, Tyranitar is similar to Likened Rock, just haven't really done anything major. But unlike Likened Rock, it has won Lucas a few battles. His Tyranitar has the Sandstream ability, which, if you didn't know, causes a sandstorm. My Excadrill would have a fun day in that one. But I think it's to do with the fact of how bulky that Pokemon is, and then just along with its moves, it's a bad combination. Best thing you can do is just use Superpower or Close Combat to try and take it down in one hit. I'm not sure what item it holds, most likely a Rock EMZ. But like Likened Rock, I haven't really had that many battles with it, but I do remember struggling against it a few times. 7th place is Electivire. Now, this is really getting into the Pokemon which I've had quite a few troubles with. And unfortunately, out of the 6 Pokemon that is on Lucas's main team against me, Electivire is the weakest. And it's really upsetting as well because Lucas has Hyper Trained out Electivire as well, making it's not its base stats but EVs and IVs, I think, to the max, making it should be a force to be reckoned with. But unfortunately, even though it has claimed a few victories, it hasn't really won anything that is of major importance. It hasn't won very tough gym battles. It has won a few card battles we had, and if I'm correct, I think Lucas has one for the upcoming card battle we have. No, he doesn't. He has a Tyranitar though. Fun. Fun. In a few card battles I had against Lucas, he has used his Electivire, which admittedly has made me lose a few Pokemon. But I have actually beaten it a few times. Electivire, in my opinion, is the easiest out of the 6 main Pokemon to beat. And I personally think in order to get a stronger Electivire, Lucas needs to breed another one with a most likely an adamant nature, give it physical attacking moves, and raise its base stats for attack and speed. That's the only thing I can suggest. Because the Electivire he has now, I'm not sure what nature has, but I think it's, along with the moves, some being special, some being physical, I think it's hindering the use that this Electivire has. 6th place, we have Lucario. Similar reason to Electivire, apart from this one actually won a few gym battles. I haven't gone against his Lucario in a card battle, but in a few gym battles it came through for Lucas, doing a lot of damage, nearly getting taken down, using extreme speed, finishing it off. With a recent battle I uploaded to my channel, it's not always reliable, especially in the shocking comeback, but with it being a mega, it's technically it's aura, but its speed and attack and special attack gets increased drastically, which is a bit terrifying to go against. But kind of like with Electivire, if it gets rebreeded to have what is it? Oh yeah, a nature which benefits its speed or attack or special attack. For example, mine has the timid nature, which lowers the attack, but I don't use physical attacks with my Lucarios. That would help, and then raise the base stats with special attack and speed. That way you got a fast Aura Sphere Flash Cannon Mega Lucario, which will do a lot of damage. However, like with Electivire, unlike the other Pokemon on the team, unlike the other Pokemon which I haven't mentioned yet, Lucario, it's just falling a bit flat for me because as much as I love Lucario, I do need to say it can't take a hit. 5th place is Salamence, and now I have gone against tougher Salamence, but Lucas's, I wouldn't say is on a whole other level. That actually belongs to Alan. Alan Salamence has the Moxie nature, which, if you didn't know, after a Pokemon gets defeated, its attack goes up. Salamance's nature is, Lucas's Salamence has the Intimidate nature ability, which lowers your opponent's attack when it comes in. So with physical attackers, that is a problem, but with special attackers, not really as much of a problem, just more like a hassle to deal with. Because with special attackers, you get intimidated, it doesn't really affect you because you're using special attacking moves. I think the reason why it's not really helping much with Salamence, the ability, is because its main weakness is ice. And the most common ice move that I use is Ice Beam, which is a special attacking move. Now Lucas does have Flamethrower to counter that, but normally it's on a Pokemon which isn't weak to fire. The benefit is though, his Salamence is a Mega, meaning Aerialate is the ability, making Double Edge a flying type move, which is a really strong flying type move. And his other moves are Dragon Pulse and Fly. Now, same with Electivire, 2 special attacking moves, 2 physical attacking moves needs to be sorted out, and when it goes Mega, 2 flying type of moves is not really necessary, especially if one does better than the other. But that I can't really do anything really. But it's how Lucas wants to train his Pokemon. If he wants to have 2 flying type moves, then so be it. And if he wants to have 2 special attacking moves and 2 physical attacking moves, so be it as well. I have lost a few battles against the Salamence, but not really many to say that this thing is a major threat. More like a, I wouldn't say minor, but kind of in between minor and major threat. 4th place is a Pokemon which isn't on Lucas's main team, but throughout the few times I've gone against it, and I'm going against it later in the week, is Rapidash. Now, this Pokemon is, well, on Lucas's end, really fast. I am honestly surprised by how fast this Rapidash is. I knew Rapidash was a rather fast Pokemon, trust me, I raised one. But I've never seen a Rapidash as fast as his one. Along with the moves it has, I can't remember the moves, but I don't think he has Flare Blitz on it. I know he has Bounce though. Rapidash is mainly a physical attacker, and Bounce is normally a move which is a physical attacker move which can cause paralysis, which isn't beneficial for me. Flare Blitz and Wild Charge are strong moves which can cause recoil, which I can't really blame him for not putting them on. If Rapidash can Flame Charge, that'd be a good move as well, like good secondary fire type move. it can learn Poison Jab, a bunch of other physical attacking moves which can cause a problem. Wild Charge, I only said because Water type it can deal with. I'm not sure if it can learn it, but Double Kick would be good. I think it can learn Superpower, which can take care of Rock type moves. Ground types, I'm not sure what moves it can use for it. Use for ground types. And that's all the fire types weaknesses. But Lucas's Rapidash is somehow really fast, somehow does a lot of damage, and takes down at least 2 of my Pokemon. Before I eventually take it down, or worse, I don't. That's all that needs to be said there. Anything else to be said about this Rapidash? Yeah, the only thing that's pulling it away from being in the top 3 is that I haven't gone against it as often as the top 3. Third place is Alakazam. Now, unlike the Salamence and Electivire, this Alakazam actually has 4 special attacking moves, which is Energy Ball, Psychic, Shadow Ball, and I believe Dazzling Gleam. I'm not sure on the 4th one, but I know it's a special attacking move. Which isn't really surprising due to the fact that Alakazam can't learn many special attacking moves. Can't learn many physical attacking moves. But it's something that is something that benefits Alakazam a lot. With its high speed and high special attack, it's going to outspeed and going to land an attack. And add on it's a Mega. And its Mega Alakazam's ability is Trace, which copies its opponent's ability. And there were a few times which I have been slaughtered by the Alakazam with an ability I have on my team. A key example is with my Bug-type team. It's a Bug-type team in the Prepare for the Infestation video, which I, as you may have noticed, I had a Ninjask and a Yanmega, both with Speed Boost. Lucas sent out Alakazam with Mega Evolve in it and copying that Speed Boost. It didn't really help that I sent out that Yanmega at the same time that he sent out the Alakazam, because I use U-turn. Which means Alakazam is already faster. Meaning, no matter how many times my speed got raised by the end of each turn, his one was always going to be higher. Meaning, I had to try and survive a move against this, which I didn't. My next Pokemon, taken down, couldn't outspeed. Next one, taken down. I couldn't outspeed it, because it was impossible to outspeed. Oh, sorry about that. There's... Oh, God. Straight up saying, that Alakazam, if it Mega Evolves on an ability which will hinder me, it's going to be a problem. Something that I will say though, with the current gym team that Lucas is stuck battling against, with the Alakazam's Trace ability, I think it'll be best if he sent out the Alakazam and Mega Evolved it when going against the Excadrill. Because I always send out my Excadrill during the Sandstorm. With its ability Sand Rush, it doubles the speed in the Sandstorm. If that Alakazam is naturally faster and gets that ability, I might be in trouble. Well, that's the only way I can see Lucas beating that team, or just trying to live out the Sandstorm, which is 8 turns long, or changing the weather. There are many ways in which Lucas can counter my Sandstorm strategy, but as of now, he hasn't done any of them. But that Alakazam has ended a few battles I had against him. I don't remember going against his Alakazam in any card battles. If I did, then I won. But it doesn't change the fact that even though Alakazam has won a few battles, I think its Trace ability is the main reason why it's here, because it can ruin me. It can ruin battle strategies I have. Second place is Drapion. Now, Drapion is here because one of its moves is Toxic Spikes, which can be a bit scary to go against. Mainly if I don't have any steel or poison types on me, or flying or levitating Pokemon. Because any Pokemon which doesn't have any of those things will get poisoned and lose health over time. His Drapion also has Cross Poison and Night Slash with its ability Sniper, I believe, which will do major damage if it gets a crit. And I believe the last move it has is Earthquake. Okay. I'm not going to say anything about that because Earthquake's a relatively good move. I would personally have Ice Fang though for coverage against ground types, but Earthquake's good too. This Drapion somehow takes a hit very well, and also takes a hit very well. And I have lost a few battles against the Drapion, but not many to say it's a tough Pokemon. It's a rather strong Pokemon. And Toxic Spikes can ruin me, but I think it's to do with Lucas's lack of experience when it comes to what Pokemon get poisoned or not, can cause this to struggle a bit. Can cause a bit of a struggle there. If Drapion can learn Smackdown, that would be a good combination for Lucas to have, because Toxic Spikes, Smackdown, the flying type or levitating Pokemon will fall down to the ground and get infected with the Toxic Spikes. I'm not sure if that strategy will work, but if it does, there's something that he can use. But it'll make it even more threatening. But the Drapion somehow manages to take a hit very well, and I think this was the Pokemon I always use my Z move against, because I don't really want to go against this thing, because if anything, I'm actually the most scared of this Pokemon, because I always use my Z move against it to take it down as quick as I can. But moving on to number 1, Lucas already knows this by now. I talked about this Pokemon a few times already. One was rather sarcastically. But number 1 is Volcarona. Now this one, when I first went against Lucas's Volcarona, I was surprised because the speed stat on that Volcarona is so ridiculously high. I knew Volcaronas were rather fast Pokemon, but I didn't think it was that fast. I'm not sure how fast it even is. It outspeeds most of my Pokemon, which isn't really surprising, but still. I never had a Volcarona which is this fast. I have a theory that his Volcarona's ability specializes in the speed stat, but I'm not sure what it would be negative against, but it's still a rather scary Pokemon to go against because of how fast it is. It can ruin a battle, like just easily win. Negative thing I will say about the Volcarona is moves: Poison Jab, Fire Blast, Hurricane, and Bug Buzz. One is a physical attack. One is a physical attack and moves. One is physical attacking. 2 are rather low accuracy. One is fine. Bug Buzz is fine. Poison Jab, Volcarona is not really a physical attacking Pokemon, so Poison Jab won't really do as much when going against a normal type with those moves. Fire Blast and Hurricane will do quite a bit, but due to their low accuracy, I personally wouldn't trust them unless I have the sun helping out with Fire Blast or the rain helping out with Hurricane. But when they do land, and Lucas had ridiculous luck with those moves being landing, it's a bit scary because I always lose a Pokemon against this thing. There was one time I gone against that Volcarona where I didn't lose a Pokemon, but that was at the risk, that was at the price for having its Flame Body ability burning my Pokemon. And what happened was, he sent out his Volcarona, I sent out my Likened Rock, Rock one-shots it, Also having priority, so one shot, quadruple effective, dead. But the Flame Body ability kicks in, burns my Likened Rock, hindering its attack until it goes down. So even if you're able to outspeed it and one-shot it, you have the risk of getting hit by the Flame Body. I have thought out a way to counter it, but it's at the risk of taking a hit and hopefully giving a stronger one back. But not to worry, I do have a slight strategy in mind. It's probably not going to work, but hopefully it does. Anything else to say about this Volcarona? Not really, it's just... it is by far the most terrifying Pokemon to go against on Lucas's team. But not really one to waste a Z-move on, because it, as I said with its moves, two have a chance in missing. One won't do much, and one is just terrifying to go against. That's Bug Buzz. The Volcarona also has a Z-move which specialises in the Bug type, so Savage Spin Out. Also terrifying to go against. As was seen in the shocking comeback, it is possible to survive it, don't worry. But it costs them most of your health. But that is actually everything to say about that Volcarona. It is quite hard to beat, especially if you're not prepared to go against it. But when that's passed and the other Pokemon can be easy, but kind of not. It depends what team you're using. Because at the end of the day, any Pokemon can be challenging to go against depending what the team is. Whether it's by type or by moves or by defense. Anyway, that is all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, press that notification bell down corner below. And I'll see you next time.